Sweet fancy Moses, I think I found the perfect smart lock. Let's talk about it. What up everybody, George Langabeer here. I'm gonna cut to the chase. I'm pretty excited about today's video because I think I have found the perfect smart lock. We're talking about the Aqara U200. Now, I wanna thank Aqara for sending me this lock. There are no strings attached. This is not a sponsored video. They just sent it to me to try, but I promise you, I would tell you like it is. You don't believe me? Look at my last smart lock video, the Anona Holo lock. It didn't go so well, so I'm gonna tell you like it is. But this one, cat's out of the bag. I love it, but I'm gonna unbox it. I'm gonna talk price and specs. I'm gonna talk about the Aqara app and then how we can get it in the Apple Home app using Matter, using one of Aqara's Matter compatible hubs. And then I'm gonna give you my review, full review, pros and cons, as usual. Let's get started with the unboxing. All right, now that we've unboxed, let's talk about installation and setup. Now for both of these things, I recommend using the Aqara app. It's just easier that way. Now this is a retrofit lock, meaning you don't have to switch out the exterior of your deadbolt. So for me as a renter in this apartment, it is absolutely perfect for me. So you're just switching out the lock on the inside of the door, and then you can add the keypad on the exterior, but you don't have to do anything with the exterior deadbolt. So like in my case, my landlord and my maintenance crew can still use the same lock, same key they always did, which is fantastic. So you're going to remove the interior part of your door hardware. You're going to put on the lock and you're going to walk through it step by step with the Aqara app. It's very detailed, shows you how to do it. So I'm not going to cover that step by step, but it's very easy. Then you install the keypad on the outside. You can either screw it on or use adhesive, either way. Now, the cool thing about this lock is you've got the keypad, you've got a fingerprint reader, you can use Apple Home keys, you've got Apple Home compatibility in general, you can also use your manual key. There's several different ways to use this lock. But the installation is pretty straightforward. It took me about 10 minutes. And then set up through the Aqara app. Again, it's going to walk you through it step by step. And then if you have a Matter compatible hub, you can also add this lock to Apple Home. And that's what I did here. But because it's Matter, you can pretty much use any smart home platform, which is also fantastic. But installation and setup, both very easy. All right, moving on to price and specs. This lock is currently $269.99. Check in the description of this video for an affiliate link. Like I said, this is a retrofit lock, meaning you don't have to replace the exterior part of your deadbolt. This lock has Matter over Thread support, so it's a 2-in-1 Matter controller and Thread border router. It supports NFC and Apple Home keys. It has auto lock, meaning after a certain duration of time when you leave, it will lock the door automatically. It has a quiet unlock mode. If you watched my review of the Anona Holo Smart Lock, one of our problems was it has a very weird sound. Now this has a very quiet unlock, and I will also tell you it is the quickest unlock of any smart lock I've ever experienced. It just unlocks it immediately. I don't even know how to do it justice. So there are tons of ways you can use this lock, including additional methods and emergency methods. We've got mechanical keys, we've got PIN codes, we've got fingerprint recognition on the keypad. You can also use the Aqara app or your smart home platform app. You can also use your voice assistant, since this is smart home compatible. You've of course got old school manual lock and unlock. This lock also has multiple power options, which is unique. We have a rechargeable lithium-ion battery option. There's also a AAA battery option, and you can also hardwire this lock, which is unique. You can do temporary passcodes, and you can also do periodic passcodes, meaning you can give a person a passcode for a duration of time, which is perfect for like an Airbnb. So let's say they're going to stay for 3 days. You can give them a passcode that lasts 3 days. You can also just do one-time passcodes. And this lock is compatible with most deadbolts. So check out the graphic here to make sure it's compatible, but chances are it is. We have an IPX5 weather rating on this lock. So that's rated -15 degrees Celsius to 66 degrees Celsius, or 5 degrees Fahrenheit to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, now let's talk a little bit about using this lock with both the Aqara app and, in my case, the Apple Home app. All right, let's start with the Aqara app. If you go to your accessories in the Aqara app, there's my lock. When you go to the lock, you can see the status. You can see your keypad battery, your lock battery. You can see we just connected to Bluetooth, and there we go. There's our status of our batteries. You can do a one-time password there, user management. If you go to logs, it'll show you a log of every time you've used the lock. It'll show you whether or not you did it manually with the Aqara app through Matter. In my case, that would be Apple Home. So you have a full log of everything that happens with the lock. At the very bottom, you can go to hold the lock. You could also unlock it from the Aqara app. If you go to your settings, there's the name of your lock, what room you have it in the Aqara app, some general information there. You've got voice and sound options. This is where you can control your auto lock. You can control your quiet mode. You can either do the lock, have it operate fast, or you can have it operate quiet. I like the fast mode just because it unlocks so freaking fast. But you could do quiet. And as far as quiet, you can do mute or quiet. You've got two different options. And then you can also do a scheduled quiet mode. Failed attempt lockout. Exceeding 10 incorrect attempts within a preset time triggers a lockout, during which only keys, Bluetooth, and remote unlocking are allowed. Fingerprint, password, and NFC unlocking are disabled during this period, and then you can control the duration. You've got night latch mode. Once enabled, the door unlocks from the inside. Outside, only the Aqara admin, Bluetooth, and emergency key can unlock it, with other platforms like Apple Home being restricted. You can toggle that on and off. Auto turn lock. Once open, simply turn the knob beyond a specific angle and the door lock will automatically unlock or lock. Lock configuration, which country you're in, which area you're in. door lock working mode, do not disturb mode. You can recalibrate the lock if you want. This is where you can also update your firmware. You've got your Matter pairing code there. So you just need a Matter-enabled Aqara hub. And then I added it to Apple Home. All right, so that's the Aqara app. Then if we go to Apple Home and I go to the lock, obviously I can unlock it and lock it. I can go to the settings, shows me my battery level, what room I'm in, just general Apple Home settings. Of course, you can use this lock with automations. You just have to be careful because with locks, you have certain security features. And then of course you can use, in my case, this lock with Siri. So the Apple Home part of it is very straightforward and very bare bones compared to the Aqara app, but it's still very nice to have that capability. There we go. That's the functionality with the two apps. All right, let's talk about my review. What do I think of the Aqara U200? I think the secret's out. I love this lock. Refer to the specs. I love every single one of them, but let's start with the keypad. All right, so you got temporary passcodes. You've got regular passcodes for you, your family, etc. You've got the periodic passcodes, perfect for Airbnb. Then you've got a fingerprint reader and Apple Home keys where you can use your Apple Watch or your iPhone. Come on. That's where it blows away my two previous favorites, which was the Schlage Encode Plus and the Yale Assure 2 Wi-Fi. I mean, come on, this has got everything in that keypad, and then you don't have to switch out your exterior lock, which is where it also beats those two. For me, as a renter, my maintenance crew has to get in here sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I was shutting them out with those other locks. But this one, no problem. They just got the same lock they're always used to. I love the auto lock feature. Now, with a couple of the Aqara locks previous, I had a problem with this feature working, and I couldn't rely on it because you do get used to it. And what I'm talking about is when you leave, the door will lock automatically. So you just, if you forget about it, you're still good for security purposes. Sometimes on those previous Aqara locks, that wasn't working for me. That has never not worked. It's been flawless. So I use that a lot and rely on it, and I haven't had to worry about it with this lock. The interior lock, it feels very premium. I suppose one small con is it's pretty big, but that's a small problem, and it's on the inside, so who cares? But yeah, the manual lock and unlock works great. It's got a little indicator light so you know what's going on. So overall, it's just pretty damn flawless. If you compare this to the Anona Holo lock that I tried, which is also a retrofit lock, no contest. Cons, like I said, maybe the interior part of the lock's a little large, but I really don't care, and that doesn't bother me. This lock is a little pricey, but for what you're getting, it's so worth every penny. So that would be a con. You are going to have the budget for it. But man, if you can afford it, it's worth it. It's amazing how short and sweet this can be when a company like Aqara does what they're supposed to and delivers you a product that's pretty damn flawless. I want to thank them again for sending this to me, but please, I hope you know that I'd tell you like it is no matter what. I just freaking love this lock, and I'm excited to say that. When I get these products, I want them all to be wonderful. In this case, it was. So good job, Aqara. What do you think? What's your favorite smart lock? Have you checked out our other videos on the channel on the different smart locks? Look at that Anona Holo video I did. It didn't go so well. Hopefully they've updated that lock, but I threw it in the trash, so I couldn't tell you. Sorry. But Aqara, good job. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Is there a smart lock out there I should be trying? Apple Home keys, what do you think about that? Man, that's my favorite way to do it. The fingerprint's nice and convenient too, and I just love that you've got all those options here. All right, that's it. I do have a smart lock playlist. You should check that out. But until the next video, peace and love, my friends.